Kurumjari, doctor, good morning.
Yes, good
Yeah,
morning.
good morning. I'll just share the intention and then, we can start.
Sure.
Like the work I have been doing in podcasting from the beginning when I started was my intent was to inspire and, spread more positivity in Manipur, which I think was successful. Little bit. But this
Yes.
time when we met, right, during the conflict, the 2023, um, it really affected me a lot and it made me start thinking about life, about spirituality, um, and so I thought, it would be good for us to have conversations on that. And actually, you are my first guest, so thank you so much.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and it's really wonderful to meet with you and discuss with you and share with you. And it has been a pleasure always. And I hope this conversation will also be good, and we will learn together through
Yes,
this conversation, I hope. Yes.
yes. And, of course, everybody knows about you and your wonderful contribution to our society. And I think what I want to focus on today is, um, I'm almost in my midlife and doctor is a little bit older to me, but I'm sure it's throughout our entire life that we have seen conflict, right, in Manipur. So it started,
Right.
I'm like, how can a place have conflict, right, for the whole time? And then this time when I saw this pendulum of like on one side where I saw so much of pain, so much of atrocities, like people killing each other, house being burned, and killing also like in a very gruesome manner. Then
Right.
I also saw on the other side of the pendulum humans like of Manipur coming out, little children coming out for volunteers, healthcare, like, your team, like everybody in Manipur, like the healthcare people, I have seen them work like so hard, like, with their heart and the way I have seen the compassions given to everybody. And um, so that was like so amazing for me to see, how humans are like in that conflict. And I think that's where I started really looking a little deeper. And, for you, like when I talk about like the whole life we are in conflict, right? And Sir has been in Manipur, serving Manipur. And with your profession, obviously seeing, all pains and suffering, but you have been so steady and so um, calm, and so that's why, like, I thought it would be really nice, to start with you on how, like, maybe you can share on how do you maintain that composure, or like, has there been time wherein you kind of lost that steadiness, and how do you get back to it?
Thank you. And really appreciate your observation, as you are one of us, and you can see the things within, as well as now you are in the US, so you can see from without as well. So the situation that is here,
Yeah.
we who are living here, we may not be able to understand the perspective from someone who is looking from outside. And with the experience of having the surroundings and the experiences, which is different from the situation that is within the place that we are living here. So it is really nice that you are able to see that from both perspectives, from within as well as from outside, looking from far, but seeing our place and understanding those situations. Yes, uh, where shall I start? Because this is healthcare, yes, definitely, because I chose that profession as healthcare. Uh, definitely because that was my passion to do surgery, treat patients, and in the process also make a decent, dignified living for myself and my family. So that being the basic intent of life. Also, it was that uh, when at a point of time where I had to make a decision, where should be my place of work, which in Sanskrit or Hindi will call karma bhumi. So it was a very interesting story actually, because I did my studies in medical profession in Kerala for both MBBS and then my postgraduate studies in surgery also in Kerala in Calicut Medical College. So when it was over, the studies were over, at that point of time, I was thinking, where should I be working? And there were multiple choices. We could go anywhere in the world, go out anywhere in the world and work and do all those things. But here I must pay credit to Dr. Palin, who is my mentor, my senior, my brother. And he said one thing which really made me think. So he said that our Manipuri phrase, Kai mamai oido sarupadi, hogdong mamai oibana pay. So that was the conversation we had when I was deciding where to work. So that made me to come back here and then start working here, and then to start developing facilities and processes which were not available here for the patients in the state. And that taught us a lot and brought us a lot of opportunities to improve the situation in healthcare in the region. And together we have worked with Dr. Palin and our families and the entire organization of Shija to bring about the changes that we have slowly over the past 40 years been able to do. Meanwhile, as we were working, it was somewhere around 2010-11 that we got introduced to more of these spiritual thoughts and the way to think and positive thinking and such topics and discussions. And we followed that up. We started practicing those aspects, and that is how then we have slowly and progressively over the years been more into that form of thinking and behaving, and bringing it into practical life and practicing those things that we were learning from those discussions. And it got more intensified by around 2012. And from then on, we have been very much influenced by these thought as a major force to change our lives. And what are the ways our thoughts can be harnessed to bring the desired effect that we want in our lives. And that's how we are pursuing. And it was in that time that even palliative care opportunities came into our life, and then we started doing this palliative care, home visiting patients and seeing and taking care of them at home. And gradually that has also spread from taking care of patients only in the city right in the beginning, but now to other districts and other cities and other organizations taking up, even the state health organization taking it up in a big way to deliver these services at home in the different places of Manipur. So I would say that yes, uh, healthcare, which was our root and service to the people, and to develop facilities so that people do not have to go far and wide for their healthcare. That being the root, but eventually in the times of these turmoil that we were going through all the time, we also had the opportunity to come through spiritual knowledge, and then we are happy that we are able to practically apply those in our life and then make it work for us.
So,
So that is the beginning, I would say.
so what happened like why around 2010, 11? And then if you can elaborate a little bit on the spiritual practice or, what is being followed.
Yeah. So I think if you look at the WHO definition and the WHO web page, the first page where the health is defined, it talks about not only the mental, physical, psychological, social, but also even spiritual health, which is important for the total complete health of a human being, of a person. And there's a diagram on the page where it is the center or the core of the diagram shows the uh, mind, body, and spirit as the three components of health. And this we think is very important. The total health of a person is composed of the mind, the body, and also the spirit. So 2011, actually, Dr. Palin and Dr. Boni, my sister, they got first introduced to the Brahmakumaris organization, the National Brahmakumaris organization with headquarters at Mount Abu. And they brought the spiritual teachers to our hospital. And the initial first foundation course that we had, I attended that, joined it, and then found that it was very much in coherence with my thinking and my, I would say, the way my outlook on life. And although, yes, during our MBBS times, when I was in the first year of MBBS in Calicut Medical College, we were exposed to transcendental meditation. A German couple had come to our medical college and had taught us about meditation that time. We learned it, and but we were not regularly able to practice it after that. Had a basic understanding what is meditation and what it does and all those things. But once in 2011, we were exposed to further thinking of such spirituality, and the clarity became more prominent. Then we were able to practice it further. And yes, there are different types of meditation techniques which are all useful and fruitful. Science has proven it, medical science has proven it in so many researches about the benefits of meditation. One of the techniques is Raj Yoga meditation, which Brahmakumaris teach, and it was easy to practice and learn. So we went to Mount Abu, the headquarters of the Brahmakumaris, and then also learned further how to do this meditation, how to positively think about situations, how to remain positive, and all those things we learned further, and we continued. Of course, we had been practicing this meditation, and then COVID came in between, and then followed by the turmoil that our state suffered. All those came in between. But we were influenced by those thinking to be able to, or it increased our resilience
Yes.
to bear all the onslaughts, and then that's how we were able to go through COVID as well as the political turmoil that we were having here.
Mhm.
And this we have continued. Our staff and our students are continuing. In fact, I just returned from our daily meditation class that we do from 5 to 6 in the morning. So I've been to our meditation class today and just returned and with our students.
That is
In
wonderful.
between, yeah, we do this on a daily basis and we discuss lots of things. We spend time within ourselves and with the meditation music, 15 to 20 minutes, we just spend time with ourselves. And after that, about for 15, 20 minutes again, we discuss some topic, something which is relevant on that particular day. Whatever it may be about spiritual practices or an incident that has happened in the hospital or an incident that has happened in the state, and what is the best way uh, to get over it, or what would have been the best response to any situation that develops. So those are things and the choices that we have, and which is the one we could have taken. So all those things we keep discussing on a daily basis, and I think it helps, and that helps in keeping our students and staff, the sanity of our students and staff, and the sanctity of their thought and thinking process in coherence with their inner peace and being.
Mhm.
So we are continuing that.
Okay, that's wonderful to hear. I didn't know about this practice. So is it online that you group everyone, or you have in a hall physically?
In a hall. This is our the medical college. We have a
Mhm.
teaching classroom where 150 students can sit. So early morning we collect however many who comes. Can be our staff, can be our medical students, nursing students, whoever comes on that day, doesn't matter.
Mm.
We keep discussing because everybody has got their own routine. So some
Yes.
are having exams, some are having duty, some are on roster. So depending on whatever the situation, we keep doing this. 2 or 3 of us are monitoring it. If one of us are absent, the other one takes over just to conduct the program. If nothing is there, then we just play some very spiritual video talk by a spiritual person who have influenced us very strong.
Mhm.
In that regard, I would like to actually pay gratitude and to 3 very special persons who have influenced us very strongly. One is Sister Shivani of the Bharmakumaris, whom we listen very intently and very closely, almost on daily basis.
Mhm.
And other one is Ekhart Tolle.
Mm.
Ekhart Tolle and his talks. And the third person is Dr. Deepak Chopra.
Mm.
There are many others, but these are main 3 persons we keep listening and learning from them. And
Mhm.
it is really wonderful that we can see ourselves through them and improve ourselves.
Mhm. So what I mean, at least a little bit from what you have shared, what I'm understanding is the practice is more internal and meditative and not so much ritualistic.
Yeah, very correct. Very correct.
Mm.
It is because that is what all the spiritual practice, whichever meditation take. It is about the inside. So even you will see the Manipuri word. It's very interesting. We say Nungaiba, which in translation, uh, it is not only about happiness. Nungaiba it encompasses so many other factors. It could be bliss, it could be
Blissful state.
happiness, it could be joy. All that is included in when we say Nungaiba.
Mm.
And if you break it down, you'll see Nungaiba means Nungdangaba. Means when you lean on the inside,
Inward,
you will get what you are looking for.
Mhm.
It is not mapandangaba, means you do not lean on the outside. When you lean on the outside, for whatever reason, for whoever reason, that uh, thing or person whom you lean on may move on or move away, and then you are likely to fall if you lean on that. But if you are leaning on the inside, which is yourself and the being yourself, then the chances are that you will find what you're looking for.
Mhm.
So Manipuri language is also very interesting, isn't it? When you say
Yes.
Nungaiba, means it is actually Nungdangaba.
Mhm. So just, for the context of people who are trying to understand Manipur, and I guess my intent also is to do the podcast series in English and also invite other people from outside of Manipur, um, because I do see that gap of our stories being told, by ourselves versus media telling our story, which we are grateful and thankful that they are covering. But also, I wanted, I guess, the ground level story of what you see. So, based on your work, right, as a healthcare person, maybe it is your experience, or maybe it is something which you have seen, your staff and doctors or nurses have occurred. Like some of the cases of, I guess, injury or death seems to be very, very gruesome and very traumatizing. Actually, it was very traumatizing for me to this time, because I got exposed to some of the videos, and when I went to the relief camp, people telling me about their experience. So I just wanted to ask, from the healthcare uh, perspective, right, the people who is taking care, seeing this, like, it's not like me, I'm visiting, I was there only for 39 days, but it really impacted me. But the healthcare people of Manipur are seeing it day in, day out, and especially during that after May, right? It was the killings and injuries. And then also I saw reports about student protests and, that pellet guns going inside. So how do the healthcare people keep that, balance? Like, I know that you are doing the meditation, but still, I think as a human being, if you can share, like, the ground reality of some of the experiences.
Yeah, it is definitely when we are in an environment which is so volatile, uh, so much violence around, definitely it has impact on our psyche, on our thoughts, and on our mind. And even the place around our hospital, that is in Langon, there was a lot of violence. In fact, there was a lot of fear that was being spread, and we also witnessed and then saw also and heard so many events in and around Langon. And Langon was one area where all those events uh, happened a lot,
Mhm.
because both communities were in large numbers here.
Mhm.
So it did affect us, and we cannot say that it did not affect us. Definitely, it affected us. But uh, we tried to keep our sanity and tried to protect our staff, because that was our primary objective, our staff, whoever it is. And that is what we tried. And also that the hospital and the organization did not suffer, because if that would have happened, it would have become very uh, uh, uncontrollable situation.
Hmm.
So that was
You
our
mean within
prime
the hospital staff?
staff, as well as the infrastructure also. because all around there was a lot of fight and destruction and burning and other things happening.
Yes.
Just around the hospital itself. So we had to be stable, and then also to keep the work going so that our staff are not afraid to do the service, because that is the time when actually it is required.
Yes.
The real services are required. That is the time when they should not refuse and to come to the hospital because they are afraid to come to the hospital because of the situation. So those are things we had to go and try to prevent such fear and such anxiety and all those things, because in that situation, if we had to shut down, it would have been the worst effect that we can imagine, because that is a time when our services are maximally required. So those are the situations that we went through, and there was moments of anxiety, but yes, we went through that. We were able to treat very many injured persons. As per the injuries and other things that come to us, we are not so much directly affected emotionally because we are prepared, as we are trained to do that. Probably a lay person like you and others may feel it more than what we feel, because we are trained to do that, and we cannot be bogged down by the emotions at that time. And we cannot make judgments on our political or social standings when a life of a person is in our hand, whether when we have to save that life of a person. So we have to be non-judgmental, and we have to be deciding in those terms which will help the life of the person. And we do not, and we cannot consider any other thing, any other his affiliations, whatever. So all those things used to go through our mind, and we have gone through that. And even during COVID, it was a similar situation where there was a lot of difficulties, but we were able to cross that hurdle as well. And when this state issue came up again, it was a lot of difficulties, but I must be thankful to our staff who showed courage, and they did not refuse to come to hospital and work even in that, because all the roads that were leading to the hospital, all around that, there was a lot of violence going on. So anybody with a weaker mind would have refused to come and serve the people who are being brought here. So all those things, and we feel that it is our duty, and we have chosen this path, and now we are here. It is a calling for us in our life, and we will go ahead, we will pursue, and we will sustain. Yes.
Yes, and absolutely. Like, I think that was one of the biggest strengths I had witnessed. The doctors being so fearless, because I was going with Dr. Sadhana and her team in visiting relief camp and, monitoring women and children, and special provision being given to pregnant women. And, so it was so amazing to see, like, during that time, like the roads were blocked, and that fearlessness and courage on top of the medical, expertise was definitely, something which I was so touched to see that. So for the common people, right, like, I definitely understand where you are saying about, okay, the healthcare are trained, right? Like any kind of person who comes to the hospital, like, you are equipped mentally as well as, I guess, emotionally to treat the patient. But because of, I guess, the conflict situation in Manipur, and many people who has been exposed, right, common people, and who are very traumatized uh, what would be your advice, or what would be your advice to the common people on how to handle this? Because for me, I actually looked towards more spirituality, and hence, this whole season of talking about life and spirituality started. Because I just found that everybody was so overwhelmed, and also I saw a anger, like
Right.
amongst people, and fear. And so everybody is at the highest level of fear and anger, that nobody was able to support each other, you know? So
So
I think that is what I saw. And that's where I saw that gap, that, oh, the people of Manipur really needs that space of healing, to little bit, because it's event after event after event, right? Like, it's been happening.
yes,
Um,
yeah, I think spirituality has got a lot to do, and it can be a really supporting mechanism if one really tries to understand things in that perspective. Because the first and the most basic question in spirituality, in all the discussions, is who am I? So if you try to a little bit pursue that question and try to answer that properly, that then you'll be set on a path to understand and then move forward. So even in medical science, when we say, when a patient is admitted in the hospital and the treatment is done for whatever illness, and ultimately the patient dies in the hospital, in our ICUs. This happens very frequently, because the very sick and the very last moments that they bring to the hospital, and every effort is made to save them, save the life. But the life then patient dies. So even in our medical profession, when the person dies and we hand over the remaining body to the family, we stop calling them by the name. We just ask the families what are the rituals they want to complete about the body, and about the things that are required to be done, what they would like to do, and what our process will be about the body. So we are very clear that this is only the body. That energy within is not there when the person dies. So even medical science understands that this that energy that was keeping the life within that body has now exited. It is no more there within that body. Everything else is there in that body except that energy form, which is formless, which has no size, which has no shape, which cannot be seen, which cannot be touched. But it is there. We all know. And that energy, it's like the energy of electricity or a battery. We all know that there is energy which we cannot see, but it does so many functions. So similarly, that energy residing within does a lot of functions, but we cannot feel it, touch it. Only we can experience it. So we know this, and if we study as to what are the qualities of this energy, and what are the natural qualities, what are the acquired qualities that the person adds on to this energy, and what are the influences that happens to this energy, I think people will understand. Because at the energy level, all human beings with this energy, whether you call it soul or atma or spirit or whatever language you call it, but uh, science and medical knowledge will call it just as energy. And that is true. That is the energy. So the qualities of this energy within the body of all different human beings are basically the same. The basic quality when it comes with the body, when the child is born, so they have the basic qualities of that energy. Like the electricity will have some basic qualities, but it can be changed later by augmenting it, by using transformers or by using whatever other gadgets. The electrical energy can be changed. Similarly, this energy that is within the body, when it comes as a baby, it is same in all human beings. Only later it gets changed because of the conditioning of the society and so many other factors. So if we go to that level and understand, then we will know that at that energy level, we are all equal and same. It doesn't really matter where we are born, in which family we are born, to which language we are born. When a patient comes to our hospital, it really does not matter what language he's speaking or from which religion he belongs, because that is not the real person. The real person within is not based on those things. So if we really go into this and then try to really understand that energy, then I think we will be able to understand more of other people. First thing is more of ourselves. Have we understood ourselves? Have we understood what we want, what we are looking for? If you ask, which I do, and which also Sister Shivani and other spiritual teachers, they ask, how many of you want happiness? I think all those who listen to that question will raise their hand. However many it may be, 20,000, 30,000 audience, they will all raise their hand. How many of you want peace? They will all raise their hand. But spirituality teaches us that these qualities, peace, love, happiness, are a feeling and emotions within, which we create by ourselves and which we are born with within, and it cannot come from outside. But the entire life, for so many lives, have been looking from outside. They are looking for it outside, and which cannot be got from outside. These are feelings and emotions which develop within us, and they are increased only when we give or only when we share. So love increases only if we experience it and share. It is not something to be got from outside. Peace increases only if we experience it and share. Happiness increases only if we experience it, share. So these are certain things, the equation of our daily life, which we have been taught right from childhood. We have to really go back and see whether those equations are correct. You will be happy when you achieve this. is it really true? That we have to go and check. So many people have worked their life to achieve what they wanted to achieve. But have they become happy after achieving whatever they have wanted to achieve is the question that we have to ask. Spirituality, on the other hand, teaches that you are, because we know that children, they are full of those qualities, joy, happiness, bubbling with so much energy that when we look at small children, the energy that they radiate without saying a single word, the smile, the looks of those children, even the baby who is sleeping, radiates so much energy, positive energy, that we feel so good and happy just to look at anybody's baby. It doesn't matter whose baby, because they are totally full of those things. But as we grow, our conditioning and the teaching makes us think that if we do this, we will achieve it. If we do that, we will get it. If we work hard, we will achieve happiness. That this equation is wrong. And recently there are papers that those who look for happiness at the end of their journey, very likely some of them will get it. But those who are happy while working for the intention, the aim and objective of their life, during the journey through the life, if they remain happy, the chances of success is much more, and the quality of success is also much more. There are definite research papers on these topics now.
Yeah, it's like maintaining the journey, not so much a destination. Like, people think like, oh, if I do this, then I would be happier, or whatever be the condition the person wants. Yeah. So what about scriptures or podcasts? Like, what do you like? What do you listen to, and what is your, I guess, habit on those areas?
Yeah, I was influenced by, as I said, about
the three.
Ekhart Tolle, Ekhart Tolle, and I was very much influenced by his book on the power of now.
Yes.
And it opened some windows for me, as if I'm getting a fresh breath of air. And of course, we know that, but he explained it in such a simple manner and so clearly that it became, this is so simple. This is something that needs no explanation. It is. So that is how I felt. And so that was a book which really hit me. Be in the present, because he talks a lot about presence. If you are in the present moment, then there is no problem at all. So we are, the problem that we suffer is because of our mental activity, which is either of the past or of the future, fear of the future. So basically in the present moment, if you are able to be there, then there is no conflict actually in the present moment. So that was a script that I really liked. I listened to his, after reading the book, I listened to his audio sessions. Then I regularly listen to Deepak Chopra, his podcasts, and the scientific and the medical basis of explaining spirituality. I have learned from him. And it is very pertinent and very it is easy to understand because he himself is a neuroscientist. A neuroscientist, and he talks about meditation and the effects on the body, chemical and hormonal effects on the body, the effect of meditation on the chromosome, how the telomere gets affected, how the telomere length in a chromosome. Earlier, the medical science thought that chromosomes came from the parents and cannot be changed. But now the research has proven that the chromosomes in a human being can be changed by meditation and other practices. Even music can change the length of a telomere of a chromosome. And once that happens, the human resistance to diseases and the longevity of life increases. And these are scientific things which are basically tied to meditation and positive thinking. So I learned a lot from him. And yes, and Sister Shivani on a daily practices in life, small things as to how to remain positive, how to interact with people, how to keep relationships, and uh, how the process of thinking, like the thought is not the self. The self is something different from the thought. I am not the thought.
So
These
you
are
observe
things.
your thought.
Yeah. So we say that it is my thought. You don't say I the thought. You say my thought and my body. So this body is my body, and the thought is my thought. So the energy that is saying the I, and uh, if you understand that and you experience it, uh, as some explanations in the Buddhist uh, thinking, that it is like the sky and the cloud. The sky is clear at all times, but the clouds come and go. Clouds come and go. So the thoughts are like clouds which come, they do whatever they have to do, and then they go. But the sky in the background always remains clear. So if the spirit or the soul is the sky, then all the thoughts that come is the clouds. So if you try to remain like the sky, which is always clear, and you can observe your thoughts that is coming and going, that is what is actually meditation. So meditation is actually being aware and being able to see your own thoughts and understand that all my feelings and emotions generates from those thoughts.
Yes, and also,
So,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
No, I was trying to relate it to, I think, mostly when we say observe your thought, then it becomes a little abstract, right? Like maybe for somebody who hasn't really practiced meditation. But if we relate it to the feeling of energy, right? Like anger, or being more aware of that. So I just was going to ask, like, when you start, getting more awareness of your feeling, like you're angry, right? And I wanted to ask an example for doctor, like, how do you manage that? And if you can give an example, like, like the last time when you got angry and how did you manage that?
It's a very nice question. The last time I got angry and I shouted was on 19th of December 2012. After that, yes, there are instances where I am disturbed, but I am able to catch myself before
Awareness.
reaction.
So what happened in 2012 December?
Interesting story. Our family was traveling, and we were at the this airport in Delhi. We landed at Delhi from Imphal, and we were going out from the airport. So there is a prepaid taxi counter where we take a prepaid taxi ticket, and then we were guided to a taxi stand which are numbered 1 to 30, whatever. So we were given a taxi stand number 8. We were a big family. We were about 6 or 7 of us with children and a lot of luggage. We went there and stood at that stand number 8. And whichever taxi comes first there was, we were supposed to give our uh, the receipt paper to him, and he was supposed to take us. But the taxi came, and then he looked at us, and then he said, "No, I will not take you." And just behind us, there was another couple who, just a couple, and they were pulling one trolley each. And he just called them, and he made them sit in that taxi. He was about to go away. So I stood in front of the car, and I was really, out of control. I told him, "You cannot do this. You are supposed to go, because then again we'll have to wait for another one." So it is, we came before them, and you are treating us like this. You think we are different like that. So many things. And my voice was also very loud at that time. All my family members were very embarrassed, I think. Uh, then suddenly I realized something at that moment. I don't know what happened. Suddenly it was like a flash, and it was like something that is going, like a bulb popping or something like that, which happened within me. And then I realized, what am I doing? This is totally unnecessary. So I immediately became quiet, and then shifted my position and let that vehicle go. And we waited for the next vehicle, and we, all the time, all our family members were so quiet in that when we were moving out of the airport, because I think they were all feeling bad. Then I reflected on that event, and then I thought that I understood. Also later on, with further listening to spiritual talks, I understood that it was not the person that was making me mad. It was my own thoughts about that person which was making me mad, and which was why I was angry. It was my thoughts which was creating my emotions. And this was a very big revelation.
Did I hear a tinge of how, I guess, we carry this bias of people looking at us differently?
Yeah, exactly. That
I,
was
I thought
what,
I saw that tinge when you said, and I think most of us, and I have seen this in myself too, when somebody
yes.
respond or react, we carry that bias that, oh, because I am from the Northeast or because I look different, you are treating me this way.
Yes, yes. So actually, it was not his fault, or whatever, whether he did right or wrong, is that was secondary. Actually, why I was feeling
Like
so hurt,
why you are
so
losing your
hurt.
composure.
Yes, composure
Yes.
was because of my thoughts about that person and his activities. It was not because there was an option that I could remain calm and still discuss that matter. I need not have done all those things.
So you were like
Shouted.
literally going and standing in front of the
Yeah,
car and shouting and
yeah,
things
yeah.
like
And there was a crowd collecting, and everybody is looking at me, and then uh,
what would you have done
it is
differently now that you have gone through the spiritual practice and you are at this phase? What would you have done in that now?
yeah. So the at that time I would have first asked him quietly, uh, what is the reason why he's not taking us, and if his reason was, it was, he might have some reason uh, which I didn't ask at that time. So he must have thought of some reason for which he was refusing to take us. Maybe that the people, the number of people that is going to go is large, or the luggage, there's too much luggage, or that the destination that we were supposed to go, he doesn't want to go in that direction. That is his choice. That is his choice, and he has the right to refuse also. That is also there. So, but at that time, uh, I realized that it was my ego, my attachment, to myself as to who am I? Do you know who am I? And do you know where I come from? And do you know what I am? And those are so very fickle. And it just took that moment to realize that these are totally useless things that I'm thinking. And since then, I have not fallen into that trap. Yes, I cannot refuse. I cannot say that I'm not disturbed in situations, but now I'm able to then realize and catch myself and my feelings at that moment and then change it.
So another
That
question.
was a big lesson.
So
Yes.
what did you do? Like, did you go back to your family and kind of acknowledge, or it was just quite, like, did you follow up and say something? Because the reason why I'm asking this is, I think particularly for me also, and I think for many of us in our society, when things happen, we don't really talk about it. So I was just, since we are talking about spirituality and life, I wanted to know if you, like in that incident, right, obviously you were angry and it was awkward and everybody's quiet. So did you go back to your family and say something to neutralize it, or you guys remained quiet and moved on with life?
I think we did not discuss that much in detail, but they also understood that I have. It must be because of my behavior and then my activity. Because then I did not keep it with me. I just took that moment and point of time as an event which taught me a good lesson and a lifetime lesson. And after that, all my actions and behavior, it was not affected by that event. So I think our family members also understood, and we did not dissect it as within ourselves and all that. But I think they understood that something has happened, realized, and yeah, that was the thing that happened that day.
No, thank you for sharing a private moment with us, because it makes us, have that ability to reflect, right? If Dr. Jugindra can get angry and how you have reflected and how you have learned, like, we probably will have hope, right? I wanted to talk a little bit, when we spoke about the energy, right? Multiple factors affect on how our energy grooms, right, from childhood. I want to talk a little bit about food habit and, and wanted to understand about your diet and what do you practice, and in your opinion and learning, like, what do you think is more conducive, right, for us?
Yeah. So that is a very important question. And while going and through this spiritual knowledge and transformation and learning, what are the things that affect our thought and where our thoughts come from. So as the Bharmakumaris teach, and which is easy to understand and easy to practice. That is why, and not that it is not there in other scriptures and other religious texts and those things, but at the Brahmakumaris, they make it very simple and practical level. So I'll try to explain in that terms. So thoughts which are arising within us come from sanskars, that is the behavior traits. And there are 5 types of sanskars that has been taught. One is the sanskar of the past life. And because in spirituality, the belief is that the energy is eternal. It is the body that only perishes, but the energy moves on. So past life sanskars come, and then the next sanskar is of the immediate family and the immediate surrounding of that child, including sanskar during pregnancy, garbha sanskar it's called. That is when the baby is within the mother's womb. Whatever the mother and the family around does has effect on the baby right when the baby is inside the womb. Even what music she listens to, what the channels she watches, and what food she eats, all those things affect the baby and develop sanskars. And then once born, the immediate family members, they develop sanskar of that family. So we know that certain families have certain traits, behavior traits. These families are like that, and that family is of that nature. We always know that. Then the next one is the environment and surroundings. That is the place where you are born, the school, the workplace, the friends, and one very large component and that affects is the social media. Social media, whichever it is, either the social media on the mobile or the TV or the newspaper, whatever, those things affect a lot on this environment, the sanskar from the environment. The fourth one is this sanskar of willpower, that is the ability to change one of the previous sanskars, which every human being has. A person who is smoking may suddenly decide that doesn't want to smoke and then stops. And the sanskar with a very strong willpower will be able to do it just by a thought, simple thought. And I really appreciate my father for that, because he taught me that lesson. He was smoking very heavily. He was drinking tea very heavily. He was drinking alcohol very heavily. But one day he decided he will stop drinking tea, and next day onwards he never took, he never drank tea for the entire life, just by one single thought. And smoking also, he said he stopped smoking, and he stopped smoking, and he never smoked again till he died. And similarly with alcohol. So that is the sanskar of willpower, which can change the trait, habit trait. And the last one is the sanskar of natural qualities that a soul comes with when they are born. And that is, there are 7 of those. That is pure, powerful, peaceful, love, knowledge, happiness, and bliss. These are qualities which come when the child is born. They are all full of them, all these qualities. So actually our life should be how to retain them and not lose them, rather than trying to search for them. So these sanskars, out of this, the environment sanskar, there's food is a big element, as you were saying, you were asking, how about diet? And food is definitely, because in the Sanskrit or Hindi saying, they say that jaisa an vaisa man. As is the food, will be the influence will be there on the thought. So yes, when in 2011 I got exposed to spirituality and spiritual thoughts and thoughts, and I really did not just because of that, but suddenly I felt like not wanting to eat non-vegetarian food. So 19th of February 2012, I became a vegetarian, and since then I'm a vegetarian. And after that, after being vegetarian, I learned that definitely it has impact not only on my thoughts, in my health and my body also, because as a practicing surgeon and going out for many conferences and teaching many other surgeons across the country, I travel a lot. And when traveling a lot and eating from outside as well as eating non-vegetarian, my tummy used to be disturbed very frequently.
I see.
I was taking a lot of medicines to keep myself from those infections and then also pain in the abdomen. But once I turned vegetarian, even though I was traveling, none of those things happened. So I understood that the natural food that was conducive to my health was vegetarian food. So that is how I became vegetarian. And definitely, I think that body-wise, I'm feeling better and lighter health-wise, physically also, not only mentally. And definitely, spirituality teaches that those who are taking vegetable-based diet are more likely to be peaceful and happy. As if you will study this, the blue zones of the earth, there are very interesting 5 blue zones of the earth where the population there, maximum population there, are living more than 100 years of age. These 5 places are placed far apart in Japan, in Italy, in California, in South America, and Greece. All these are very far apart, but they are living more than 100 years. And it has been learned that most of these people who are living healthy, happy, are plant-based diet. They are using plant-based diet. So I think
Wow.
scientifically also the research proves that it is better.
So 2011-12 has been like a very pivotal,
Yes, very, very much.
Like anger left you. Then you
Right.
went to plant-based and more towards spirituality, meditation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So did you what about temples and praying to God, and like how does that play in your world?
Very interesting. So, since my father was in the army and we were moving around the country for wherever he was posted, and we had an opportunity to visit very many temples in the country. And I was somehow not very uh, interested in going to temples. I did not enjoy going to temples. I did not like the basically I felt that the surroundings around the temples are very not clean, and I would not like it. So I would usually stay away, stay back when all the family members visit the temple. But several times I would join them just to join, but not with my heart. And I did not understand why all these rituals were practiced, because those rituals did not impart that feeling and emotions and things which I could understand. So that were those were the thoughts at that time. And uh, yeah, so going to temples and all those things, I did not feel that it was giving me any benefit. And also praying to God, as you were asking. So that also I was not very clear as to really does it help? Is it really effective? And why people are doing all this? But once in spirituality and then understanding, and also understanding the physics of the life, the actual physics. Physics also teaches us that your energy and even the body and the cells and the atoms and the subatomic particles and the quantum physics, and going down basics to dark matter and dark energy, we know that everything is energy. So here we are talking about energy which is within us, and then there is an energy in the outside which is uh, very expansive, like the universe and the planets and the systems, solar systems and the universe and the galaxies, which are shooting away from each other at such speeds. that we cannot even imagine. And it is expanding so much. And there are the stories of these black holes and the energies that is there, which is not seen, but we know that exists. There's an expansive energy that is there in the universe, which has effect on us. And these two energies are connected. The energy that is within and the energy that is without. We cannot live without this environment. We cannot live without the trees that are growing around, because they give us the oxygen and we give them the carbon dioxide for existence. So I am actually half. The other half is the trees around in Langon hills. The trees around are my other half, because without them I wouldn't have got the oxygen and I wouldn't be alive. So understanding these things, that the connection of these energies within and without, which is so expansive as well as so inclusive within. I think you call it God, you call it Allah, you call it super natural, or you call it supreme energy, whatever. I think now I understand a little bit that it is connected. And in Raj Yoga meditation of the Bharmakumaris, we learn that we should, the affirmative practice, affirmation that I am a soul, I am an energy, a soul seated in this place, and visualization. These are the two things that are affirmation and then visualization. Affirmation is that I am a soul. And what type of soul? Peaceful, powerful soul. And visualization that I, the soul, connect with the Supreme Soul and get these energies from the Supreme Soul, which is full of that. It is a sea of those energies, pure, powerful, peaceful, loveful, knowledgeful. And just be with the Supreme Soul and imbibe those energies from that, and fill yourself on a daily basis during the meditation and spread it around when you go around the day. So that is what we learn. And for me, myself, I've practically benefited a lot from those practices. And I think that will be your answer to God and
No, this is very interesting.
temples.
That you see everything as energy, so you are one step ahead, right? You have crossed that level of deities and things like that, and then you are talking about energy. Very interesting. Thank you. I want to ask about your experience, of life synchronicity, and how maybe some example in your life, like wherein you have experienced that. Since we talked a little bit about not being too attached and a little bit, like go with the flow. So I just wanted to ask.
Yeah, this was, it was through our experiences that we learned that there is something called synchronicity, and it is there. It happens. I'll give you one very, very clear example that confirms, and we are so much believe and that it is true.
Mm-hmm.
So it was during the, in fact, it was way before that we had a thought that we should have a medical college, but because we learned that a lot of our students from Manipur are going outside Manipur in medical colleges outside the country, in Russia, in Bangladesh, and then to the Philippines, to Cuba.
Yes.
Students from Manipur going to Cuba to learn medicine. And at one time we learned that there are about 700 students from Manipur who are in China.
Yes, in China.
Learning to become doctors. So our thought was that if we develop a medical college, we may not be able to retain all of them, but at least some of them, if we can give them the opportunity to learn here, it would be cheaper for them, as well as they would have to face less difficulties of going abroad and staying with different cultures and language and all those things. So that was always in our thought. But since we started small and our hospital was small, and the requirements for a medical college was a lot, so it remained only in our thoughts. But we kept exploring as to how that can be made possible. But it was COVID. We pay a lot of gratitude to COVID for many things. For one thing, aside from the story that I was telling, one thing, COVID has taught mankind a lot of things as to, and the healthcare has developed a lot after COVID. So that is one thing apart. But yes, exactly because of that also, COVID taught the world and the nation, India, that the number of doctors available now in the country are totally inadequate to handle situations like COVID across the country. So the Niti Aayog, in their advisory, directed the government to increase the number of medical colleges in the country. And to make it more effective, in quickly, the government then decided to make the requirements a little bit more flexible and more easy. So earlier, a medical college in the northeast or hilly regions, they required 20 acres of land to make a medical college. But because of COVID and because of this change in the directory, it was reduced to 10 acres. And earlier, a medical college required at least 500 hospital beds in the beginning to start a medical college. But that was again reduced to 250, half. So land requirement, half. Hospital bed requirement, half. Our hospital at that time, we had 350 beds. And the area in two separate locations with a distance of about 800 meters in between, we had a total of around 12 acres of land, which was more than 10 acres, and 350 beds was more than 250 beds that was required. So it immediately struck and said, we must apply. So we collected all the details required and applied. And fortunately, we were given the permission to go ahead. And once that was, and it was very quick. It was in November of 2020 that this notification came out. And by December, we were supposed to send in the application mid-December. And then within 1 month or so, we prepared everything and sent in the application. And they gave us a go-ahead. And by February or so of the next year, that is 2021, there was supposed to be an inspection from the NMC to see whether the facilities are adequate to start a medical college. So we worked hard in those few months, and then whatever facility that we could arrange, we arranged and they came for inspection. And here the synchronicity, I will bring you to note on the synchronicity, what happened at that time. In 2021, many faculties in the medical colleges of Manipur, that is RIMS and JENIMS, retired because they have completed their tenure in those medical colleges. But age-wise, they can work more until the age of 70 or so. So they had 6 or 7 years of ability to work. But since their service term was finished, they retired. So all those teachers, they joined us
Wonderful.
in the new medical college.
Like everything
Then
came
what
together.
happened? Yeah, exactly. And then what happened? There are many faculties who were working outside of Manipur in many private hospitals, private medical colleges outside. Because of COVID, they had returned home. They came running from all those places and they were staying in Imphal, Manipur. And once they learned that we are starting a medical college, they all joined us. It was COVID who brought them back home. Otherwise, they were working there and they were having their life there. So COVID returned them home. And once they thought that there's an opportunity to be home and then also join a medical college, they all joined us. Already, we were having a lot of doctors who could become faculty in this medical college, who were working in our hospital earlier. So all put together, we had a lot of faculty members. The inspectors who came from outside, on that day, on the particular day of inspection, we collected all the possible faculties and we were more than 75 of us there on that day. And they were shocked. They were stunned. How can you collect all these people for the first inspection on a single day like this? And we hadn't done anything actually. It all came together and just happened. And then we started, and so the medical college came, and it was a big surprise for ourselves as well as for the people around, that a private medical college in Manipur, and that too the first in the Northeast, which is fully homegrown. Everybody were, because there's another private medical college in Sikkim, which is from Manipal. From South India, they came and they established that, and it is not totally private because the hospital there is a government hospital. And they have the college, but the government hospital is used as their teaching college. So ours is the only private hospital, completely private, medical college, completely private, and all the faculty is completely private. That is the first one in the entire Northeast. So this became a very big surprise for everybody, and including ourselves. We also did not know how this happened. So this is the synchronicity, everything, the whole energy of the universe, moving around and turning it into an event, which was only in our thoughts. So thoughts becomes things, and if the intention is correct and intention is good for the society, it will definitely happen.
Yes.
It's something we learn from this experience.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing, and I'm so happy to hear. Congratulations on the college, and I definitely would love to come and tour in my next visit.
Yes, you're most welcome, and we will see.
So how many students from other places, just to name a few?
We have a total of 150 students in each batch, and students from across the country come to our
That's wonderful.
college. Yeah, from so many from Bengal, from Delhi, from other places, from Assam, from all other states in Northeast, and all because it is open to all India.
That's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, so
I have to come and visit now.
Yes, right.
One of the things, Doctor, I have always admired in you is your openness to learn, right? Even I heard in one of your interview that, when you went to college in Kerala, you learned Malayalam. And then you learned the language, and you also sang a song. And then now in 2025, the other day I was reading in the paper that you got a degree in vocal classical music. So congratulations on that. And I just wanted to, spare a little time, if you can, talk about that and what inspired you, what was your, because music, and healthcare, and people are like, okay, what's happening? I was very surprised, and at the same time I was very happy too.
Yeah, so again, it is COVID again. I have to thank for this. Yes, music, basically, I think everybody likes music, but Right from childhood, I used to enjoy a lot of music, listening to music and singing and all these things. I wanted to learn not many instruments also. I tried many instruments, but because of profession and actually now I know that uh, it was a wrong thought on my part to think that my profession is preventing me from learning
Mm.
all those things. But at that time, I felt that I have to pay more attention to the profession. So I did attempt to learn so many instruments with that. But during COVID, what happened was uh, since I'm a surgeon, what my work basically is to see patients and then operate those patients who require surgery. And during COVID, all routine operations, which were not emergency operations, were stopped because there was a very high risk of spreading the disease during the, the surgery. So we had stopped all routine operations. Only those patients with emergency, which required operations, we used to wear our hazmat suits and operate uh, even on the COVID positive patients who required surgery. So since we were not operating, I had time, more time and since we were not going out anywhere also, and we were staying at home. So, and the internet was the basic connection. I joined this uh, uh, app called Star Makers and was singing and joining there and trying to join all the singers in Star Maker. This is a very interesting app, app where different people come together and sing. Then in that I met a friend in this Star Maker group, and from him I asked him, "Can I learn some music in more, formally?" Then he took me to the, the the teacher who is Vachaspati Mayun uh, uh, Vidyapati. He took me there, and then I thought I must learn this music in a very formal manner. And I joined the classes, and the first class that I joined, when I joined, the classmates there were all young children, and the youngest was 7-year-old, and I joined these classes with them, and I was the youngest of them, and uh, it was very odd in the beginning, but I pursued, and I thought it doesn't matter. Learning is learning, and ultimately, they also enjoyed me being there, and Vidyapati Sharma, he was very gracious to include me in his class with those students. And then I persisted and kept on attending those classes 3 times a week, and then wrote all the exams for this Visharad degree that is offered by this university in Lucknow. So, and then I cleared that exam. And only after clearing that exam, I learned that I am the first medical doctor to have done it in the state of Manipur. I was surprised myself.
That's wonderful.
So, yeah.
So I think the last
But that,
time I met,
yeah,
I did ask.
it was also in line of that meditation and other things, because this music, learning music is also a form of meditation, and learning new skills, especially when you are aging and increasing in age, is good because that keeps the neurons in the brain firing, and new synapses, communications develop in the brain, which keeps the brain healthy. And this is called neuroplasticity, which a neurologist can explain much better. Neuroplasticity is a phenomenon in the brain where new connections between neurons develop, and that keeps the brain healthy. So I think because the learning this music, the notes and the notations when we are singing, we have to be in a meditative form, and our concentration and the level of that note that we have to reach and carry. If we do not be in that particular state, it can, just a thought away from that, and then we have not struck the note correctly. So that way we teach our mind to be very concentrated and very meditative. So I think it has complemented both my meditation and
So when will we hear your music, vocal music, publicly?
Performance, I do not. This is only for my inner being and inner peace. Yes, when small gatherings and in our association gatherings and family gatherings, I just hum a little bit and sing a little bit, but it's nothing like I will perform or anything like that.
So, but now do you practice every day, or like you
yeah, so this is another good thing. What has happened is that once other doctors saw what I was doing, they got interested, and many other doctors who are retired and that who are also working now also, they also wanted to learn. Then I connected them with Oja Vidyapati Sharma, and he's taking classes for them, and almost 19 of them have joined. And after that, after that, our staff in our hospital, they wanted to learn again. So I introduced them to our teacher, and he and his assistant, they come thrice a week to the hospital and teach our staff. There are about 12 or 13 of them in the first batch now, and they have started this year. So with them and along with the teachers, I also joined them and keep joining those music classes. And I just wanted to, I just want to increase it also, even because I think that music can do a lot to bring peace in the mind of the people, and it will also increase the concentration and ability to study and learn. Actually, I wanted to do that for the medical college as well.
Yes.
So, which I attempted, but the curriculum is too tight to give them any time. So for now, the medical students, we are not been effectively doing it, but the staff and the doctors and other things, we are continuing. So I hope this will increase.
No, absolutely. And, I just wanted to add that, like we were talking about association or Sanga, right? Like, how when you see and you're around people who does something and you're inspired, it can spread. So, the idea of, I think in our space, particularly in Manipur, where there is a lot of conflict and where, people can be really bogged down, today's, I think what you have shared has been really helpful. And because when people see, the doctor and you're so steady and grounded and, like really it's a question for everyone. How does, particularly in Manipur, the doctors, come and then ask question like as though, you can be totally in focus with what is happening now and, like leave the rest. So it has been really helpful to learn.
I would like to relate in this discussion. I would also like to relate the situation that was there a few weeks ago, where very unfortunately, a senior doctor in the medical college RIMS, he was he was beaten up by a mob, and the office of the medical college was also was damaged by the mob.
Mm.
And here I would also take the opportunity to express that it was very much disturbing for us,
Yes.
because we are also in the healthcare, and this should not have happened. It is very unfortunate. We think that this is all because loss of trust
Yes.
between the patient families and the healthcare givers, which is, as observed across the world, it is deteriorating.
Mm-hmm.
It is not only in Manipur that this thing is happening. Just 2 or 3 days ago, it happened in Kerala also. So, as a whole, there's a deterioration of these relationships, and the faith and the belief and the trust that people had with each other. So I think here it is time that we really dive deep within ourselves and try to find the reasons and questions why these things are happening, and what is the actual real thing that will correct these things in the long term. Because if we do not take up these steps now, it may become worse, and children may become afraid to become doctors. If that is the case, I myself am question
Yes.
if that happens when I get older, there will be no medical students to take care of. This is happening in some countries, like for example in Japan. The population there is not taking up medical profession, and there are very less number of nurses, and that is exactly why the Japanese embassy has come looking for nurses from Manipur to work in Japan, and they come regularly to meet us, and our nurses are going there to work there. So we may land up in that situation where doctors are not there to treat patients, although the number of patients is increasing. So I think this is the right time to really look into ourselves and see how we can change ourselves, because ultimately it is how we think that really matters. And it is from our thoughts that all our actions arise. So we have to start checking those things, and we have to really introspect as well as also study the social milieu and the social structuring and the social conditioning that is happening to children when they are growing, as to what they are being taught and what are the things that they are learning, and how much we are feeding them that is turning them into people who are able to do all these things. So this is something to discuss about also, I think.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. And absolutely, I would love for, for the people of Manipur and also other guests from outside of Manipur will be coming, in this series. But the intent is for us to speak up on our wins, what is working, what is not working, what is our strength, what is our weakness. And I think it is time for us to reflect. And like you said, 2023 conflict was something which I saw to be one of the lowest point of Manipur. And as you have said, if we don't reflect now and, do action, put action and thoughts, then it may become too worse. And right now what I see is we are just turning towards each other and, it's becoming negative. But what I hear from you, on some of the practices and how you and your team and the whole ambience of CSER and the college, like I'm so inspired to hear that, like some of the practices what you're following is keeping everybody steady. And that's how like people have worked and in times of crisis came to the service of the people. So I definitely am very thankful to all the healthcare doctors, nurse, technicians, staff, who have fearlessly and courageously performed their duty for, I think, almost all the time of crisis. So is there anything, Doctor, you would like to share, which I didn't ask before we end our conversation?
I think for this podcast, I think we have discussed not many topics and shared not many thoughts. I would just, through this podcast, again, ask the people to spend some time now, at least now, within themselves, with themselves, and ask pertinent questions and try to find answers, because it is high time if we don't do that. And if you ask people to spend some time about these things, everybody says that we are very busy. We are very busy and we don't have time. The schedule is so tight. But those who practice spirituality will all tell you that spirituality creates time.
Yes.
You have more time after that, and you are able to do much more.
And more productive.
The spirituality does not mean that you go to the mountains and stay there in a hut and be there. No, it is within our families, within our workspaces, within our work environments that we have to practice. And then we find that there's more time that we can spend. Even the students who are attending our meditation classes, they voluntarily they told us that earlier they were feeling so exhausted, and they were feeling a rush to complete their entire this thing. But now they're having more time once they keep attending this meditation classes regularly.
That's absolutely wonderful.
I think you are asking me what else you want to share. I'll tell you my routine.
Yeah, routine.
My routine, my personal meditation starts at after 3:15 to 3:30 in the morning. I'm up by 3:30 and I have started my meditation, my own meditation, which I spend about 30 to 40 minutes meditating myself. And after that, I listen to some spiritual talk, podcast, or any audio book or something, which another half an hour or so I listen to that, and then prepare for this morning meditation class with the students and the staff. And there I spend about an hour or so, about 40-45 minutes like that, and then return from there. And by 6:30 I start my regular physical yoga. This I do at home, attend one personal yoga teacher who comes online, and it is live at 6:30 a.m. So that is for about another 50 minutes or so, and that is on a daily basis. And only then by around 7, my morning routine is over, and then I prepare for the work and then go for my job and work. And
what do you eat generally for breakfast?
Yeah, breakfast, lots of fruits and nuts, and I usually drink some drink which my wife prepares for me, and then lots of fresh things, fruits like banana, apples, and this. I usually don't take any carbohydrate food in the morning.
Okay.
That is there. Then the whole day I'm there in my work.
So drink means like tea, coffee, milk?
Yeah, well, it could be tea, coffee, or sometimes she makes me an energy drink. So then whole day I'm in my work, and then return in the evening. We have a dinner by 8:30, and 9:30, before 10 I'm in my bed, and once I touch my head on the pillow, I don't know when I have gone to sleep.
Okay.
So sleep has never been a problem. And in between, I may get a call for an emergency operation or anything like that. So that also I attend. And any call from palliative care patient or staff also, that also. So that is the routine. So my day starts by around 3:30 in the morning.
It's like an
And
ashram schedule.
I don't feel that
Yeah.
it is tiring.
Yeah.
And also I find a lot of time to do so many more things
Yes.
that I want to do.
What about like
So,
your lunch and dinner? Do you take rice or?
yeah, definitely. Lunch and dinner is mainly rice and
Mm,
lots of vegetables there again. And
okay. So what's your favorite, I guess, vegetable? Hangam?
hangam, yes, definitely, definitely hangam, yes. And yeah, this is another thing which my family also has noted, and that I don't have anything which I like. It is my favorite or anything.
Mm,
I enjoy everything that is available on that day. So
I
this is
see.
something. Yeah. So I also do not ask for a particular dish on a particular day. I uh, I don't know whether that is good or bad, but it makes me feel easy, I think, because then I don't have
You can
any
adapt
reason to
easily.
complain.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Eat everything what is available there on that day very happily.
yeah.
So those
I
are
know I
things.
said I have asked everything, but one more thing I remembered. I just wanted to ask if there has been any initiative outside of Manipur, right? Spiritually, who has offered to come and help out or I guess collaborate, because Manipur always have crisis. So, and since you lead the institution, I just wanted to ask your experience on that.
Yeah, so the Brahmakumaris is a very big organization across the world, and they are available in all the countries, and uh, even in Manipur, the headquarters is at Hill, but they have very many centers in very many uh, small towns in Manipur. More, then Moirang, then Nagawapal, Nambol, then so many Paidinga. Yeah, these centers are already there, but
Uh,
over and above this, the uh, the team from headquarters, they arrange these spiritual teachers, especially doctors and other teachers, and their spiritual heads, who are usually ladies most of the time, to come from the headquarters and from other cities, and to share their experience and teach the technique of meditation and discourses on the mind, body, and meditation and health and all those aspects. They do that, and there are different wings in the Brahmakumaris, which is the health and teachers, then lawyers, then this IT professionals wings and sports wings and administrators wing. So many, there are 18 or 19 wings they have, and each of their wings has got their specialists who come, and then they have offered and they keep coming. Even here in our medical college, they had come, and they interacted with our students and taught the basics of spirituality and the benefits of that. And earlier, before COVID, we had arranged a conference for the whole state, the Mind Body Meditation Conference, and their doctors and their spiritual teachers had come and participated that. So they are attempting to do that. I don't know if because I'm interacting with them mostly, there are, of course, there are other spiritual organizations there. So Art of Living and other organizations, I think they must also be doing all these things, but I'm not very aware of them because I'm not associated with them.
Okay.
But I think it is there. There are attempts from other organizations as well to bring such things. And
Okay. No, thank you for sharing. And like I said, like the intent for this series is like people are asking, right? Why are the people of Manipur not talking about, about what we are facing? And my intent through this series is to share what is happening in Manipur from the people of Manipur. And I would like to request you, if you can, recommend at least one or two people who would be willing to share, like how you have shared, what you have faced, what you have practiced. And so that way, it'll be a glimpse for the world to know what is happening in Manipur and how we are, I guess, not coping, I should say, leading, even in times of crisis. And so, I would definitely want to request you if you would recommend, and for our listener to, like this is a platform for bringing up the voice of Manipur, to tell our story, to show our strength, as well as areas wherein we can improve and how we are growing spiritually.
right, I think I would recommend Dr. Palil, the first person who comes to my mind at this moment, because he is also in that realm, and he does a lot of talk on aging and meditation and thought control and all those things. So I think he will be another person to discuss. And he's also very much politically aware of the situation in the country. And he leads he's very influential and he's leading many organizations. So like he's now the president of Association of Healthcare Providers India Manipur State Chapter. That is all the private hospitals together. We have formed an association across the nation, but Manipur has a Manipur State Chapter, and he's the head of that Manipur State Chapter. So he is influential, and certainly I think you will benefit. We'll all benefit from listening to.
Thank you. All right. So thank you so much for taking the time and sharing.
Thank you so much. And the last point I want to share was the greatest strength is sharing gratitude.
Yes.
And gratitude is more powerful than ambition. That is what I believe. And gratitude gives more strength than complaints. Complaints are depleting, but gratitude is definitely elevating. So that's why I thank even the adverse situations that are happening around, because those are the reasons why I'm able to learn and then emerge stronger. So I thank not that they are happening, that it is good, that it should have happened, but at least it is an opportunity to learn and then grow from that. And I thank everybody with me and who are around me. And I thank you for giving this opportunity. I'm very grateful that I'm able to share my thoughts and feelings with you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So much.
Very good. And I wish you all the best for this. Doing a wonderful job. Right. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right,
and
Doctor.
All the best.
Thank
all
you.
The best.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Have a good